Welcome to the warm-up, the A-League's most incredible, most crazy show. Daniel Georgievski is on holiday. He's on a surf trip. Let's have a look at how that's going. Daniel, we do miss you. There he is. Look, he's from Western Sydney, Macedonia, not known for their surfing skills. He's struggling a little bit. Mystery guest. Are you much of a surfer? Have you ever got on a board?
Oh, I've tried my luck a few times, but didn't have the ankles, unfortunately. Had the legs, didn't have the lower half.
Yeah, well, I don't think Daniel Georgievski has the legs, the ankles, the brain, the head, but we do miss you, Daniel. Keep practicing. We have a special guest, and I don't want to spoil it, so if you try not look to my left right now, just focus on me. We decided to ask the people who they wanted to see, and we went to the people and we decided to listen to the 2012 Raw fans, and here's who they demanded to see on the warm-up. Erik Paartalu, welcome to the show.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having us.
The people's champion, two-time Isuzu UTE A-League champion. I would say the Australian Busquets of Barcelona. You were in that pivotal number 6 position. You also scored the goal of the year in 2011 against Gold Coast United. Talk us through it.
Well, usually I get a nosebleed if I get that far up the pitch, but that game meant a lot to us because we had to win it to clinch the Premier's plate.
Yes.
And I wasn't allowed to get forward too much in Andrew's system. I thought, you know what? Stuff it. I'm going to go today. I'm going to get forward.
Let's have a look at some viewer feedback. Get your comments in. Jordan says, man, best show ever. Smith and Gary love the shout out. Elijah Watson, I reckon just bring me in for Georgievski's 2 weeks off. And surely a signed photo of Jamo vacuuming in his glory shorts makes it into the background. Jess says it's currently 19 degrees in Auckland. Logan says definitely need a golden toilet seat on the set for a prop and a roll of duct tape just in case. And I do like that you mentioned the duct tape. This is what I always think. Everything good starts in the A-League. Right?
Yeah.
The A-League sets the tone and the rest of the world follows. We remember, obviously, Costa Barbarouses. He had to tape up the goal one year. And they had to do the same in the FA Cup this week. A-League sets the standard. The rest of the world follows. Including in 2012 when you scored the equaliser in the last minute to send it to penalties. This header, incredible. This was the great moment. That was in 2011. Guess what happened a few years later in the UEFA Champions League? Sergio Ramos copied it. He scored a last-minute header. He scored a last-minute. He said, I wanted to do it. That was what he was saying to himself. I want to do the Paartalu. The other thing that happened, a few years ago, everyone remembers when Elon Musk launched an object into space. Where do you think he got the ideas from, guys? He got the idea from when Erik Paartalu,
what a stitch up.
He was playing for Melbourne City. Erik Paartalu launched an object into space and zoom.
That was a pretty bad cutback from Duffers, to be fair. It wasn't perfect to my right. Well, the bounce. Did you see the bounce?
Yeah. I mean, the ball.
Did they go out the stadium?
I went out the stadium. Look, that's NASA celebrating a successful launch of that ball. Let's get into the games. Western United, Newcastle Jets, Friday afternoon, 5 p.m. You know, take the kids, school holidays. We want to talk about Western United. They are the form team at the moment. We're going to see one of their comebacks that they had most recently against Melbourne Victory. Bodic, incredible. What I want to ask you, though, the shirt-off celebration, A at 3-3 and with the GPS tracker, bro.
We've got to change this. I think you're going to take the shirt off. You're going to take everything off. We want to see... The six-pack's not hard to come by as a footballer when you're playing week in, week out. But the bra, let's see what's going on underneath there. That's what I want to see. I think you've got to take the whole thing off.
Western Sydney Wanderers, Central Coast Mariners, also on Friday night. We're going to go back to the glory days. The tactician, Daniel McBreen, said he'd 2-foot me if we didn't show it. Is his goal in the grand final. Of course, here it is. It was only a penalty, but the big thing is the celebration. Can you believe that this man is now one of the great minds in Australian football when it comes to analysis?
I can, because you know what? He missed a penalty a couple of years ago in the grand final. So for him to get that one was a bit of revenge. But it's a long run-up for that penalty, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like a long run-up. What is the most peak A-League moment ever? When we really talk about peak A-League, and, you know, we kind of throws around, but we're going to see this from about 100 different angles. Yeah. That moment, peak.
And you know what? It wasn't even a clean header. It was raining in that second half, and it hit my head and rolled down the shoulder.
Yeah.
And you watch it here. It goes straight on the head, and I'm sure it takes a big piece of the shoulder.
There it is.
There it is. But the thing about that goal is I was playing at the back.
Yeah.
And for most of the season, I was playing as a number 6. Yeah. So when I came from the back line to get into the corner, because we took it quickly, no one picked me up. Because if I would have been playing as a number 6, I would have already been in there. Someone had gone and marked me. But I've gone late and I've gone, I'm not going to make it here. And I just made this perfectly timed run. Thomas Broich, rest is history.
Perfect. Tell us your favourite ever A-League moment. That one is mine. I love it so much. Similar era, Barcelona. Everyone remembers the pretty football, but you've got to remember this. First of all, cracking goal.
That was Ivan's best goal of his career, I think.
By far.
And we had talked about this during the week, that if we scored, because we were scoring so many that year, we've got to get a good celebration. And I think it was Ivan's idea to do this. When I get over there, I'm just clapping because I'm like, I've actually missed the boat here. So I think I just slap someone on the bum and I move on. Watch me here. I'm going to go and slap Ivan, and well done.
Yeah, well done.
That was it. But only a few people had the guts to go against Ange Postecoglou. I think Ivan was one of them. There needs to be more celebrating.
Yeah. Auckland versus Melbourne City, 1 versus 3, Saturday afternoon at Auckland. But also remember your time at Melbourne City, not just for when you launched an object into space. When you scored derby winners. Talk us through this.
We held on for our dear life that game. Melbourne Victory, much better club at the time.
Yeah.
We had a great game plan just to try and get to that point in the game and push.
Yeah.
And I think Paddy Kisnorbo sort of put it out to Mate, and Mate whipped in an unbelievable ball.
Yeah.
And just good positioning, got a little bit lucky, just headed it down and went through Coe's legs, I think. Yeah. But that was the turning point. Melbourne City. Are we stronger than Melbourne Victory? We weren't after that for a couple of games, but it became the start of the process. Also
on Saturday afternoon, Sydney FC versus Brisbane Roar, your old team. We're going to have a look at one of the games that you played against Sydney. So here's your shot. And this is Barisha's first goal, and we are contractually obligated at the warm-up to show at least Barisha once. And of course, Liam Reddy, a real fan favourite. Yeah, I think Bessart forgets who helped him integrate into life in Brisbane in general. We took him out for a few coffees. What was he like early days? Because he's shy. Such a big personality. Really? No, he was shy. He was very shy. How am I going to integrate? I'm not sure. Ange changed that mentality in him and then brought out the fire, the streaks. Yeah. And once he got that, it was like bang. We're going to look at the fight between Barisha and Pascal Bossart. So here is, you were there. Talk us through your memories of it. I think Bess is in trouble there if Pascal goes down the tunnel. Really? I reckon Pascal would have absolutely munched him. But it's funny. You don't ask somebody to come and fight and then run away from it. Yeah, but I love the drama. Yes. I love the drama because we needed it. But you know what? Yeah. What had happened the previous game in Sydney, Pascal had said something nasty to Bess about his family. So we heard this, and we couldn't see the footage, but at least 4 of us didn't shake Pascal's hand as we've walked on. So we've shaken hands, we've missed him, and he's at the end of the queue going, what's going on? Yes. So we were trying to get into his head. Yes. And then it obviously worked. I think we won the game, but then it got into Bess's head even more, so it didn't help him at all. Too much. Chill out, mate. The big game, Adelaide versus Melbourne Victory, Saturday night, the original rivalry. I know you never played for either of these two teams. Just the atmosphere, when you watch it on TV. It is a special game, this game. They are trying to figure out who has the best wineries. Yes, and I think that's the biggest problem for the two of them. Huge shout. Look, and this game is going to be in Adelaide, and we love to hear from Aurelio Vidmar on the show. So let's hear from Aurelio Vidmar about the great city of Adelaide. Because of a pissant town, this club will never win anything. There you go. Wow. And final game of the round, Macarthur v Wellington. Macarthur, Monday night game this. What I want to talk about, Wellington. Wellington's got the biggest technical area in the world, all right? The technical area for the coach is ginormous, The cake tin. But look he still manages to walk out. He's basically at the corner flag. That is really big. You cannot go that far out, right? But look, have you ever seen a technical area that big? Is there a regulation on technical areas? There's got to be. And regardless, he's gone outside of it anyway. Wellington have gone nuts. So, but he kept going. He just kept going. We actually found him outside of Newcastle. But then what was crazy was he just kept going, and then he ended up being back in time. He was actually standing at the corner thing there, and then it's even incredible. He managed to go so far, he ended up on the most remote island in the world. So Chiefy, he's gone out of his technical area, and he has just gone on an incredible adventure. Look, that's it for our show. Eric, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Erik Paartalu, thank you very much. Thanks, mate. Tune in next week. We'll see you then. Enjoy your football.